when you come to this and view report, we shall have the full report visibility as how Power BI it is. It is interactive. You can interact with the report. We are going to look at all these, the filters, creating such scorecards, create such visuals. A lot will be done in the background. But this is the way how Power BI report look like. Nathan, you can mute.
Got it.
Yeah. So you can raise a hand in case, or you put in the chat. Barbara is also with us. She'll be learning, but she's with us subtext, so she will always coordinate with you somewhere, somehow. Or you can always reach out in case you can't get me. So this is the way you're going to use that report gallery. Go there, interact with this report a lot. You'll learn a lot, and it will give you a lot to ask when we are doing our sessions. At the end of the 7th session we have in this class, whether it will be in December, at least we should be able to sit down in a day or in 4 hours, and you build the risk report from your own from your own skill that you'll have picked from these sessions we are going to have. The report is beautiful, but you can do it. There is no rocket science. You may not have it beautiful like this. Obviously, it needs some experience in some things, but it is practice that makes perfect. So I will go back on report preview. There is another report here. It was a challenge I did in one of the challenges on LinkedIn. It was about healthcare. So you can also look at it. So it is interactive, as how we are going to see, and as how we are going to do these reports. So you can interact with a lot. And these are the reports you may need to do by yourselves in, day out. So that is everything. You can get it from the website. Feel free to always reach out. The YouTube videos, if you can't go directly to YouTube, all the videos are here. So the moment you put here, let's say Power BI, it will bring you all the videos about Power BI. So feel free to use this if you can't go directly to YouTube. But when you open the video, obviously, you can expand it and watch it on YouTube just for comfort. So I think that is it. And then pricing. So for this course, we go for $100. I just made sure that I make it as cheap as we can. Even someone came to my inbox asking that, is this for the whole session or it is for just 2 days or 3 days? But this is it. So it is $100. If you change here the currency to Uganda shillings, it will change. So this is the current cost. Leave out the pro and the basic. Then these are the payment methods. For now, we haven't got a dedicated bank account or a digital payment. You'll try to use a Momo merchant or this mobile, but whenever you do a payment, please send me the proof of payment. Then I will request you to do your at least partial payment by next week, such that we can have some of the things taken care of, mostly to do with subscriptions we are doing on our end. Because this website, obviously, we subscribe, its hosting and all that. Then other things, you can navigate the website. It is intuitive. So we are. I work with 3 people. Godfrey Virungi has not been able to be with us, but I think the next session will be with us. Then we have Barbara on the call. You can always reach her out. She's on that group in case you have a challenge. Otherwise, that's it I can say for now. Make sure that you log in. A lot is coming, and I think you are the first people to do a session when we have this website, not using Google Sheets. Nathan, I remember you did a course last time on Excel. You remember we are juggling through Google Sheets. Now let's go to the course. Now, when you go to viewing this course, you'll be viewing your progress. Every time, actually, this is it. Every time this is what I was talking about, you can expand and do a further reading. Yeah. So if I want to, you're going to start this on your side, you'll be having start course. You'll start like we have done module 1. You're going to start, you're going to review the video that is there, you're going to read the notes that is there, then you complete it. Maybe I'll show you as we go on WhatsApp. I'll be showing you screenshots on how you can do it. Then we have sessions here. Today's session, I was not meant to share with you guys a link. So when you go to the website and go under sessions, you'll be having join session here. The moment you click on this, you'll be in this meeting automatically. And it gives you a pre-read of a summary of what you expect there. So since some of the things are admin, you may not see them, but at least you'll have join session. Then when you go to next week also, you'll find there the link for that week. So make sure that you use the website to its capacity for most of the things. Then on my end, like today, me or Bobby will be marking maybe session 1. Kawa is absent, then Chris, like that. For us, we shall be marking this. Then at the end of the sessions, we shall need to know how many sessions did you attend, if we are to give out maybe digital certificates, or if we are to shout out you on our platforms like LinkedIn or any other platforms. So if we come here to Kizito present, then we can always even have notes depending on what to capture for this session. So all that we are doing it directly on the website, and we are capturing attendance. So just to know. I think that is it. In case there is no any question, I'm switching to what has brought us to this call today. Any question? Okay. So I will switch my my focus now to something else. Now, what's Power BI?
Question, Chris.
Yes.
How many weeks will each module take?
Each module is 1 week. If we don't complete whatever is in the module, we shall be having, there is going to be a lot of engagement on that WhatsApp. So not only coming on this call is surface. As the week goes, I'll be sharing a lot of info on that WhatsApp. I'll be sharing quizzes every morning. I'll be sharing a lot to make sure that we are in line with whatever we have learned in a session like this. So every week is a module. Next week is another module. Next week is another module. You get? So week 1 today we are doing introduction. Next week we are going to be doing data preparation and Power Query. We are going to have data which is dirty. We prepare it, we clean it, we remove duplicates, we remove all that you're going to. But go ahead and read through the course outline. Then module 3 is going to involve data modeling. Data modeling is creating relationships with dimension and fact tables. We shall see that is session 3, which means that is week 3. Then week 4 is going to be data analysis and DAX. How do we use these formulas in Power BI? And how do we start building visuals one by one after we have done the DAX? DAX is data analytics expressions, like how you call it a formula in Excel. In Power BI, we call them data analytics expressions. Then session 5, that's when we are going to look at the entire visuals, like building charts, tables, maps, slicers. So in this in this course, as we are learning, we are not chasing to have something beautiful in the first go. No, we are getting the principles. Then we shall be doing the practice. Just know that every week you'll be having an assignment to do, which you'll be sharing with us after you've done your bit. So all those communications will be coming on that WhatsApp group. If it is okay, you can pin that WhatsApp group on top. You know how to pin WhatsApp groups. So please pin it there such that you can't miss out any communication. If you are on this call, then you have dedicated your 7 weeks to come to make sure that you learn Power BI, at least from beginner to intermediate. But if you want, you can even research more as we go on, and you make it to do some stuff that is done by someone who has been using Power BI for the last 1 year. Then module 6, we are going to look at how do we share data with, if I've created a dashboard, how do we share it? How do I share it with my teammates? Like you've seen the reports I have on the website. How do we put them there such that it is online, anyone I have shared with can view it? If it is an interview, can I share it with an interviewer and they go through and they analyze that as part of my interview? That is sharing and collaboration. Then the last one will be a final one where we shall need to look at the outcome. It is the wrap up. And we may decide to have this one a physical one, such that we have a full Saturday somewhere physical and we go through on what we have done to make sure that even we have a real world problem or data we are solving. We can just pick one data set from somewhere, we create for them a dashboard. So that is what we envision in the next 7 weeks. So we may have some of the weeks keeping them due to the unprepared conditions that may come up, but we are running a marathon of 7 weeks. But I don't want it to drop into January because January is another cohort. So we may not want to conflict with another team that is waiting. Okay, now when we go to module 1, what is Power BI? What do you know about Power BI? Power BI, the word power, you know the meaning of power. BI is business intelligence. Right now we have 2 tools that have taken over, actually 3. Power BI is under Microsoft, which means when you're working with a company that has affiliation or workspace with Microsoft, then well and good. But still, if you're not, you can ask them if you have your personal laptop, please, you're going to install Power BI. As we live here today, you should have installed Power BI or you're going to install Power BI before you have your rest or your nap today. So this is going to give us the whole skill and knowledge in the business intelligence ecosystem. So we are going to explore the core components that Power BI has. What you're going to learn is the role of Power BI. So the difference between Power BI desktop and cloud service and mobile. So I'll go step by step such that I don't leave us. Now on hands-on, they say you're going to install Power BI desktop and connect it with a simple data set. So that is the first thing you're going to do when you step on your laptop. For now, we want you to focus. Since you'll have the recording, you can do it later. So when you go to any browser you have, just type in Power BI download like this, if you don't already have it. So when it opens that way, look out for Power BI with Microsoft. Look out for the first option that gives you Microsoft. Yeah, I know many people are hosting this Power BI. Don't go far away. You'll get lost or you'll download what we are not talking about, but go directly to Power BI. Because why I'm saying this, Power BI releases updates every month. Every month we have an update that comes out with new features. So Power BI was released in 2016. So for me, I started using it the first day it was released. It was just shallow with few tabs and here and there. So I started using it in 2016. Now it is 9 years. I think year 9. So you'll download it here. Just open that Microsoft link. Follow the prompts. If the page you open is not like this, go back and look for that page. I will put you the link on the website. So uh, first of all, they always give you the system requirements here. System requirements. What should your laptop have? Your laptop should be Windows. Windows 10 is no longer supported by Microsoft. So you should be having Windows 11 or more than that. Then you should be having 32-bit or 64, but I would, if you have 64, then well and good, you'll check. If you do not check, you can come in my inbox. I show you how they check the bits. Then you go ahead and read through this, but it is not important right now. This is the size of the download you're going to make. If you're making this download on your data and you feel your data is small, please, you can wait and do it on Wi-Fi in case you have an option of Wi-Fi. So this is the version. You'll find that these versions will always be changing, and here they tell us that this was published on 29th of October. So every month we have a new update. That's why I'm saying don't go on another website to download, because you'll download a version that is so old, and when we are doing things here, your interface will be looking different, and some of the things will not be having them. So go ahead here and download. So you can change the language. It means that if I want to download it in French, everything when I install it will be in French. So obviously that's why we have English as a default. So I will go ahead and download. So the moment you click download, it will start downloading here. Then when it is done downloading, you go ahead and install. Installing is very simple. You don't need to be a Timothy who is in IT, but downloading this is very easy. You follow the prompts, like how you can download any. I know we have installed apps on our laptops, like VLC players, name them. So I'll open where it is. It is here. So when you double click on this, it's going to bring a dialog, but for me, I'm already having it. That's why it is giving me this error. And it will always tell you, remember we downloaded by default, it downloads 64-bit. But if your laptop is 32-bit, you're going to download an option. Here you come to instructions, details. Click here, download manually. No. Anyway, if you have 32-bit, it is just a matter of adding here the 32-bit. 32-bit is the way how your Windows is processing. I don't want to go in details of that. So you can say 32-bit, it will bring the options, and you'll have the option for 32-bit. So since I already have it, I can't install it. That's why it is automatically giving me finish. But if you didn't have it, it will give you next. Just follow next, and finish. The moment you finish, this is the interface you'll have. The moment you double click on it, how do you get that interface? You go to your Windows button, start button, search for Power BI, because it will be already part of your applications. Now there are two options. I always love my applications to put them on the taskbar, such that I don't keep looking for them from wherever they are. Right click on it, you can put it on a taskbar, pin it on your taskbar, such that you can always look at it when you need it. Or you can pin it on your start bar, such that I don't have to search. I will always find it here on the start bar, on the start pane of the Windows, if you're having Windows. Then another thing, if you're using MacBook, Power BI is not on MacBook, because it is Microsoft. These are competitors. They can't give themselves a service that they are supposed to eat on money on it. So Microsoft is having a lot of revenue that is getting from Power BI. That's why they couldn't give Apple chance to install them on Apple. Otherwise, people wouldn't buy Microsoft laptops or Windows because they can run them on Apple. Actually, those who have met me, that's why you see I work with two laptops. Yes. But that's for the next day. So when you open it here, it will open the it will open this first interface. Now, what is on the first interface? Here it is, it is showing you the recent files I've worked with. So Power BI is giving you that leverage that if you're working on a report, you don't have to look for where you saved it. It will always be here. And even the location where it is, it can show you that you saved it in personal assessment, da, 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 da. You can go there and look for it. Or you can copy this, this directory and search for it where it is. So if I open this, then it will be opening that report where it is. Actually, this is the KPI I was working on. Yeah, this is a KPI I was working on. I think I'll be releasing a video on this. So such visuals, they are the visuals we are looking forward to create. Very easy, very simple to have, that are so intuitive when you're presenting or when you have, you can create a Power BI report and your team used it for even over a year, 2 years. The only thing is to put the data that is required in the background. Either the data is being saved in a Google Sheet, or it is being saved in a folder or a Google Drive. We shall look at all that. So that's it. I will cancel this and open again. Now the beauty when you have pinned it on your taskbar, that I can click on it, even it shows me the files I have recently opened. Even I can pin these files, like I can pin this file, it is always here. You get it? Like the projects I'm working on every day, I can pin them such that I don't have to look for them. That's the beauty of pinning applications on taskbar. So I will open it again. Now, at the top, these are the quick connections. They know people work with, we are going to talk about connectors. There is Excel, there's SQL. This is a kind of a database, getting data from other sources. You can click here. Then getting started with an intro with Power BI. Now, like you who is starting, when you click on this, they will say you'll be redirected to a browser to view content. So they redirect me to a browser. Now they are giving me content. Whatever we are going through, you can go here and do a reading, why use Power BI, all that data Microsoft has put it together for you. So why we are having such a session, obviously you need someone to introduce you to this, but things are there waiting. So it means that Power BI itself is linking me directly to where I can get the learnings. So if I do back, there are many sessions you can do, and at the end of the day, even Microsoft will either give you a digital certificate, something like that, but it's more reading than watching. Okay, we go back to this. I think now I've explained these interfaces. Then if you want to open a file where you know where the folder it is, you just come on open. Either you go and browse this file, then you go to your folders and look for where the file is. You look out for that file, double click on it and open. So for me, I'm not going to go that way. Let's go back home. Now there is signing out, because me, I'm signed in here. Now, Microsoft doesn't allow you to create with it an account with that Gmail, with Outlook. No, the account is created with with a company domain. So since we are all on this, as we are testing this out, I may create for all of us a dummy email with at subtechonline.com, such that as we reach this part of going to Power BI service that is online, sharing and collaboration, it's easy for us to relate how it looks like. When I finish a report, how do I publish it online? We shall do that. So, but again, another thing, you can use it without even signing in. Whatever you're going to do in from module 1 to around module 5, you don't need to have an account with them. That's why it is called a free desktop version. You can use it, even have your reports on a daily without logging in or without buying a subscription. But when you want to start sharing reports, you have to subscribe because you'll need to publish them. But still, on the other end, you can have your reports, just take screenshots and share with your teams on mail, but you can't share with them a link that they will tap on it and open the report by themselves. Sorry for that. Then here we have settings. So under settings, there are a lot of things. You can disable, you can enable a lot. For now, I can't even tell you, I also know 70% of them. So a lot of things, when they bring in a new features, they add them here. Like anything you see preview, it is a new feature. Now they have brought for us Copilot, which means you can do dashboards with ease because there is already an AI, but this AI needs subscriptions, of which I will not go there, but this is where we find settings. So sometimes you may say, Chris, I'm having a challenge. When I run my report, the date is coming in this format and I need it in this format. At some point, I will say, let's drop on a call. Go to data, go to this, click on that, check that box. Those are the settings we are talking about. Or even when you go like in ChatGPT and ask, I'm getting this error, I want to sort it in settings. It will redirect you. Go to global, go to data load, go to this, and check that. Those are the things you need to know. But I've shown you, this is where we find settings. So like regional settings, that's where you have to mark your country, English Uganda, such that whatever you're doing in the other side, it is so important that your date should always come as day, month, and year. Some countries start with year, month, and day. So you may find that confusion and you ask yourself, what should I do? The only thing you have to do is to come and change here your local settings and put English Uganda. There are a lot like auto recovery, disable auto recovery for the files. So auto recovery means that if I'm working, power gets off, even if I have not saved, it will be auto recovered. But as anyone who is dropping into data analysis, we save every after 5 minutes. If you are not working online in Google Sheets, every after 5 minutes, hit Control S. It doesn't take anything off you. Hit Control S to make sure that you have your data intact. I have had people who have run reports like from morning to afternoon. Then at the end of the day, it tells you the laptop got frozen, Excel was frozen, it shut down, and now the work I've done since morning, I can't have it. You're having a presentation in the next 30 minutes. That's where you see people hate jobs because you don't plan right. It is just Control S. So I think that is it. Now, when we go back to, I will keep referring to our course outline. So we have seen how we install Power BI, and we are going to see how we connect to the data set. Then navigating the interface, explore fields, visualizations, field pens, create your first simple report by importing Excel. This is entirely what we are going to do on this call. I know we have more like less than 50 minutes because it will be strictly 1 hour and a half, but a few minutes can drop in. But remember, this was introductory, so you need to go ahead and read through whether everything I've tapped on it. Installation and setup, we have done that. Now the Power BI workflow, how it works, this is what I want to take you through. Now, Power BI is here, this is the interface. When you open Power BI, this is what you see before you do anything. This is what you see. At the top, we have a menu, we have a ribbon. Every menu has a ribbon with different things. We are going to use all these. We have home, we have inserting, we have modeling, we have view, optimize, help, and external tools. Now, when you go under help, so for external tools, you may have it blank. For now, I will explain that later. Then when you go on help, you can always check the version of the Power BI you have. How do you check it? Help, then about, then you'll come here under about, then you'll see the version you have. My version is September, which means I'm supposed to install that version we just downloaded. So I'm going to close this. We quickly install. I see whether we can have a change. So here it is. I will double click on this. This is what I was telling. Actually, you can't install when Power BI is open. That's why I first closed it. So when I say next, you have to be an admin for that laptop. So if it is a work laptop, you'll need to go to the IT personnel and they will always ask you questions. Be ready to answer the questions. You can always bring in your supervisor. I want to learn how to create reports and you're going to see fire when I learn this. Please install for me Power BI. Just use that. I have a friend in Pepsi who was having that backlash. Right now, he was promoted to be the business analyst in sales after learning Power BI for around 5 months. So IT had refused to even install the application, not until he went to his manager, convinced him, and now he's reaping from it. So it may take long, but I had wanted us to get the experience on how it installs. For those who have never installed an application, but let me go ahead and, but if I open it, it's going to block this. Anyway, it is not going to eat our time for now. Let's go ahead. Okay, here we go. We had already opened blank report. This is where we were. Now, I was taking you through the ribbon and the menu. Then we have 3 major things on the left. You can't do without them. First, we have the report view. It is what you're looking at, but it is blank. I think I will open my one of my reports. I use it as a dummy as we go through these. Okay, let me open that in the background. Then we have, okay, as it is opening. Then we have a report view. We have table view, which is sometimes called data view. Then we have model view. Now, report view gives you the canvas. We call this a canvas. It gives you the canvas for you to build a report. The data view, it gives you, when you have uploaded data here, you can preview your data from here by clicking on the tables you have uploaded. Then this one will give us the connection on how those tables are connecting to each other, which we call data modeling. You have seen that on the website. It is, I think, it is here, data modeling, this, session 3. That's data modeling. Then the data view is now data visualization here, where we're going to create reports. Then data modeling, analysis, and name them. Now, I want to open one of the reports. I want to open one of the reports. So when you look at this report, we are at the report view. When I click on the table view, it opens like this. So I can click on each table independently. Apologies to that. I can look at each table independent. I think I'm going to put my phone in flight mode for now. Okay. So I can put, so when you hover on each table, you see the data that is uploaded in that table. We're going to go through this. Then when you go to the model view, this is the way how these tables are linking to each other. We are going to go through this. One to many, what does it mean? When you click on this, it shows you here there is a one, here there is a star. A star meaning many. It means that whatever is here, it appears once, this side it appears many times. But we're going to look at that. Then when you come to the DAX query, I will not want to focus on this for now. This one is used in building DAX. We have said DAX means data analytics expressions, what you call formulas. Then TMDL, this one we use it also to build scripts and DAX. But let's focus on these three, which we will be using on a daily. Now, how does a DAX look like? Maybe I can hint on it here. I can hint on you. This is the way how a DAX looked like. You see, that's a DAX. Don't look at it and get scared. We shall know how to build this. Very easy. And with the AI that we have, it is very easy. So we call this a data analytics expression. It's no longer called a formula like how we call it in Excel. There are some which are short, like you see this, FR total weight equals to sum of the, because this is a column, equals to sum of a column that is called net weight in the table AFR. Very easy. Then there are obviously those that are somehow complicated, not complicated, but stretched depending on what it's doing. So I think I explained that better for these three. And now when we come to, just a moment, I will have to click out. Now when we come to the canvas, we have three things we are seeing here. We have actually this pen on the right. The first one is data. The moment I click on it, there is a pen that is disappearing. When I click on it, this pen appears, the pen for our tables. But if you want to view the tables, you have to go to the data view or the table view. That's where you can view the data in that table. You can actually look at that my materials, my this, my date is named as entry date. My this is named as this. Such that when you're creating a DAX, the other side, you know which column is named as what. Then there is this, which is a build. Build, these are visuals. So you can either find them here or you can find them under insert. So if I click under insert, there are many visuals that we have, and you can even get more online. When I click on get more, obviously now that's where it asks you have to have logged in. But if you have not logged in, you use the default ones that are here. And they are sufficient enough for you to build an interactive, intuitive report. So this is the build, these are the visuals. Then what you are seeing here, we call them visuals. Like now this is a bar chart. Here, these are cards. We call them scorecards. And when you look at this, this is a line chart. It's a very simple report. Then this on top, it is a slicer with months. This is a slicer with dates. When I increase the dates, you see the data changing in the background. When I click on a month, you see the data changing. Let me see April. Yeah, you see the data changing. March, it changes. Feb, it changes. January, it changes. May, that way. So if I want to unselect, I click again or just do a control click. So that's how the visuals look like. Take note of the ribbons. There is a lot, because they have drop downs. You see like shapes, there are many shapes you can pick here. You see like buttons, there are many buttons. When you go to visuals, there are many visuals you can pick here. When you go to modeling, there is a lot also to find there. When you go to optimize, we shall look at how we use the optimize a lot. When you obviously home harbors most of the summaries. But now, I want you to differentiate this. from something else called Power Query Editor, where we do the editing from. It is another interface called Power Query Editor. How does that interface come? That if I've loaded data, I can click on these three dots on your table, and there is Edit Query. The moment I say Edit Query, it will open another pane in front, which is called a Power Query Editor. So you read about it. So this Power Query Editor, that's where we do all the cleaning, that's where we make our hands dirty. So for now, obviously, we are not going to dive there for the purpose of not confusing the session. But the Power Query Editor also has its own menus and ribbons. So you see home, transform, adding dates, adding hours, splitting, deleting columns, all that is this side. Adding columns, viewing whatever you want to view. There are tools you can use to diagonalize whether you're having an error, where is the error, such stuff. But remember, when this Power Query Editor is open, you can't open another Power BI report and use it, not until you close this. So if you have done changes, the way you close it, you do close and apply. If you have not done any changes, I can even exit from here. So the moment I do exit, it disappears. So differentiate those two, this interface and the Power Query Editor. The Power Query Editor is like a broom in the house. So if you want to clean, even if you have a house but you don't have a broom inside, you're not going to clean. So Power Query Editor is a broom. It's an interface we use to do the cleaning. Those who have kitchens, interior kitchens, it is like a sink where we wash plates from. I'm bringing it to that level such that we can understand what I'm talking about. These are the principles we need to know before we go into dirtening our hands. So we have gone through that, and I hope at least you pick something. The video will be available for you to review. Feel free, I will be sharing that. Then I will go to, obviously, we go back to our course outline. You see, I'm using the course outline to iterate. I also want you to use it the same way. That's why you have enrolled for this, because you have that resource. So you use it to capacity. So the flow, we are looking at the flow. How do we connect? How do we transform? How do we model? How do we visualize? How do we share? Now, in Power BI or in data model, in data analysis, we have what we call ETL. If you have a book, you can note it down. ETL. E standing for extract, T standing for transform, and L standing for load. You see, when I opened a Power Query editor here, there is something here called close and apply. Close and apply, it means I'm loading. So ETL is the flow we use when you're transforming your data. You extract the data. Where do you extract your data? It can be an Excel. It can be data from any system you're having at work. Transforming it, you come here and bring it in Power Query and remove columns, remove blanks, remove duplicates, add other columns, do all the cleaning. That is what we call transform. Then there is loading. That is loading it back here in your data module. So loading it here, that's what we call the ETL, extract, transform, and load. So that is the flow. Now I'm going to go to our report now, the blank one, this one. We are going to pull some data. So for now, we are going to start with one. There are two ways. There are many ways how you can pull data. And actually, you go to get data. You see where home is? You go to get data. All these are sources where we can have that data. Some companies have data on their databases, and you're given access like an IT personnel. You connect directly to the database, such that When you build a report connecting directly to the database, after that you publish, you give people to use, they will never come back. Not until maybe there is something you're adding in. Every morning they will just open the report, the report will have updated itself because it is pulling directly from the database. So there are many things here, we can go to more. Right now, as we speak, I think Power BI has over 172 connectors. But why can't we get the facts? These connectors in Power BI current as of October 2025. So as of October 2025, do we have the number here? I can put this in and ask a question. How many? So you see, they're already giving us over 200. They are over 200, which means if I'm pulling data from Excel, that is one. I'm pulling data from CSV, that is two. CSV is comma separated version. I'm pulling data from a PDF, that is three. So those are the connections that Power BI can connect to. So there are those that have applications. You can connect your Power BI to LinkedIn, to Facebook. The moment you find the connector is there. Now, these are the connectors here, but they are grouped in this format. So let's say if we go to file, they will tell you files. You can connect to Excel, you can connect to text, you can connect to XML, JSON files, folders, PDF. We shall do all that. We see how do you extract data from, let's say, a PDF. You have a PDF shared with you. There is a table, but you want to copy that table into Power BI. How do you, are you going to type this first in Excel, then you upload Excel? No, Power BI is going to pull that table directly from your PDF and load the data directly in Power BI or Power Query. Then you go ahead to use it. You can connect a full folder. We are going to look at that. Databases, there are many. You can name them. MongoDB, those who have worked with databases, SQL, Oracle, IBM, name them. There are very many. So all these are databases. You connect your data directly to your report and you never hassle again. So Microsoft Fabric, obviously Microsoft has its own data warehouses. They are there. Power platforms, these if you're building an app in any platform like this, then you can create a flow. Then Azure, this is for also Microsoft online services. Like there are very many. If a company wants its people to pull their own data, if they're creating maybe that, let's say you have an account with SafeBorder. SafeBorder will come to Microsoft and say, we want to affiliate with you as a connector, which means me, Chris, I can go home and connect my Power BI to my SafeBorder account and pick all the trips, how much I've spent, which month did I spend much, how many trips I've traveled on borders, how many drivers I've used more than once. That's how the world is moving. So many companies come this side, you see like Zendesk. Many companies come this side, open, you see like LinkedIn Learning. Now those people who create courses on LinkedIn Learning, they come connect with LinkedIn Learning and start pulling data from their platforms. They see how many students have enrolled today, how many have done the course, name them. But that's just to make an intro for you. You can go ahead and review one by one. Then we have others that don't fall in the other categories. These are the ones. There are a lot, and most of them have just been enrolled in. You say like right. There are a lot, so you can go ahead and look through. For now, I think that is it. So those are the connectors. But let's go to our baby. Now, if we go to all and we want want to pick data from the web, I want to show you, though the football lovers, we are going to pull the Premiership table from the web. You can pull anything. So we are going to go on the website and put here Premier League. So we look out for, we can go to this Premier League. Now, when you go to, it has tables. So all these tables, you can be able to pull them, but I wanted Premier League table. I needed put table here, standing. So here it comes. So the moment I click on this, show standings, you see this. So if I want to pull this table into Power BI and start using it maybe to run my own reports, you can pull this. How do you pull it? You just go ahead and pick the link. By the virtue that you can look at this report without logging in, it means that still I can go ahead and use this report because it is public. So if I copy this link and come to Power BI, I say I'm getting data. Let's start over. Getting data. You look for web, which is here. If you don't want, you can go to more and search for it. Web is here. It will open this for you to put the URL. I'll put the URL here and do OK. It's going to run. Then it brings me this. It is like an authentication to log in. But the website we are looking at is public. It never requested us to log in. But if the website is like for your company where you first put in your password, you come here. Either you're using a Windows, that your password you log in your laptop is the same password you use for that application, or you're using organization account where you have to sign in and input password and all that, but this is anonymous. So we shall go and connect. So the moment I hit connect, you give it some time, it is going to load and it will bring the navigator and show you that, by the way, I've gone to that website. These are the tables I've found on that website. You can come here on the website view. This is the website view. This is how we saw the website looks like, right? Now, table one, let's go back on table view. Table one, this is the way it looks like. You see the Arsenal menu with all the columns it has. When I go to table two also has nearly the same, but I don't know whether this one speaks to what. But let's go with table one. So table one, I will check this and load. You can either load or you can transform. If you want to edit something, we shall take it to transform first. So we have done extracting. Now this is the E we have done. We are extracting. Now, after getting this Power Query Editor, you see it has opened automatically in Power Query Editor. Now, this is the T. We are going to start transforming. Now, here you see that the header, some of the columns are empty. You right-click on them and remove columns. Here now we are transforming. These are points. This is MP. MP is what? Position. What they have played. These are the wins. You see, those who have 5 wins, those who have 2, 3, and 1, you can see it from here. But I'll show you how you enable and disable this distribution. Then these are the losses, those who have lost many losses. The moment I click on this and click on the word equals like this, it will filter out those who have made those losses, the 3 losses. I'll cancel it from the steps. I have to explain to you what are the steps. Now, whenever you load data, anything you do is recorded here as a step. They record here everything you do. You see, when you load, there are some steps that are automatic. We remove columns. We removed a column, it recorded that step. If I click on the previous one, this column will come back because its step is below. If I cancel that step, it's gone. You can never undo it. In Power Query Editor, there is no Control Z. So if you're a person who makes errors and Control Z, you can never undo. That's why we have those steps. So if you X this step, even if I do Control Z, it is not there. It can never come back, rather than doing the step again. So this is the step I did. I removed the column. It logs it there. If you want, you can rename these steps such that if you're working on a file with someone else, you know what you are removing. So I can come here on this step, I double click on it, actually right click and say rename. I can say here, I removed a blank column. But I'm not saying that you do it like this going forward. But why we do this in data analysis, that you'll come back 2 months after and you don't remember what the step speaks to. Because you'll have many removed columns and you don't know which column here you are removing. In case you're reviewing your data, it is a good practice to always do that. Rename your columns such that when you're reviewing your reports, in case you have many projects you're running, you shouldn't bring problems from a project in sales and you bring it in finance. And you start telling people, I remember we did this, yet you did it in sales, not in finance. So renaming is always good. Now this table is called table 1, but I need also to rename this table from here. I will call it Premier League. Then something to put across, when you're naming and renaming in data analysis, desist from putting spaces. You can always do underscore and put maybe Premier League like this. That's the good way of how we rename things. Even if I put a space, it may accept, but you reach somewhere, it will give you challenges. Like when you're creating DAX, you'll find that you have tables with spaces and they're giving you challenges when you're creating those formulas, which we call DAX. So you see, after renaming it here, it shows here as Premier League. Then you can go ahead and remove other columns. Now, when you realize here on team, the position and the team, they're all combined. So that's what we do now in transformation. Now you think like, now, what should I do on this? We need to extract the other number. How do you do it? So there are many things you can do here on transform. You see this? Now there is extract here. There are many things also you can learn from there. You see extract length, first character, last character, extract range, text delimiter, and all that. Then there is also splitting. If you want, you can split by number of characters, by delimiter, by position, or by digit to non-digit, by non-digit to digit. Now, like this one, if I say split by digit to non-digit, you'll see automatically, you don't have to hustle. It splits the digits alone and the non-digits alone. You get? Of which in Excel, I was going to look out for a formula which is called the text split equals now text, now semicolon, da 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 da. But in Power BI, just one click, it's gone. And here it is split column by character. And it's gone. Then you can go ahead and rename this as position, like that. And anything you do, it names here. You see, I have renamed it as put renamed column. Whatever you do, it does so. So when I'm done and I feel like, yes, this is it, I'll go ahead and load. Go back to home, come here and load and apply. Give it some time, it will load into your table. There we go. So the 20 teams have loaded. Now you can see under our data, we have something. When we go now to the data view, you see, when you click on that, you can see the table. Arsenal #1 with 25 points. Manchester City with this. Now, let me say, as we are winding up, I know the heads are tired, but still running with our curriculum. Let's say we want to build a quick dashboard. I know this one will give you some hint on to do something on your end. If I want to create like a quick dashboard, let's say I want to give it a header, where do we go? You come to insert and you look for text. You see this text. So the moment I click on text, it will open this box. Don't get scared of these boxes. They will come many and large like this, but you have to manage them. So here I will come and put in caps, type there, Premier League analysis, like this. So you can go ahead and select this and bold. You can go ahead and increase its the font. So I can drag this up to the end here, drag this like this, then go ahead and put it in the middle like that. So I can go ahead and even increase this to that. So you see we already have a heading. So if you want, you can put this under a shape. How do you put it under shape? I will drag this at the bottom. Now, you see that when we put our first item, these things that were here showing that it was an empty report, they disappeared because we have started building. Now, there is something else I want to show you, that you see that this table, this text I've put is attached at the top, and I want to drag it. So when you come to the canvas here and I right click and say format canvas, I want to get the settings for this canvas. These are the settings. First of all, information. You can give it the page name here. If the page name, I can give it maybe Premier like this. You see, it changes to Premier. Is it standard? Yes. I will talk about the tooltip and drill later. Then let's come to canvas settings. I always love to use 16 by 9. This is the size of your laptop screen. It is the size of your TV at home. They are all 16 by 9. So your phone is 9 by 16 because it is portrait. Then you'll look into other resolutions later. So we can go with that. Now the vertical alignment, you see it is top. That's why this thing is at the top and I can't drag it. So I will always want to put it in the middle, right? Such that I can see a free space around my canvas. Then when I click on this, I'm able to drag it with these 3 dots here. Like you see, you can drag it like this. That's what I was looking for. So you can put it in the middle. Now, going back to my canvas, I can give it a background color because it is too white. I can give it a simple blue, but it has not changed blue. Why? Because by default, the transparency is always to 100. You can bring it down, then you start seeing the color coming. Or make sure that it's not so dark that it is distracting people from the numbers you're going to put on the dashboard. So I think we can go with that. Now you see that my text now is showing a whitish thing, which I don't want. So I can click on that. Make sure that when you're selecting something like this on text, click on the dots. Then you'll always have the format pen. We have filters. You can first shrink that. We don't want it by now. We have build. We shall look at that. We have data, which is our data. You can shrink this and you always pick them later when you need them like this, such that you get enough space to work with. So if I want to change this to either colorless, you come to size, then you remove background. Size and style, you remove background like this. The background will disappear. Then it remains something you can work with ease, right? Now, if I wanted to put a shape like this one, it becomes easy for me to drag this shape like so. But now you see when I drag the shape, it's coming on top. But remember on format, we know this even in PowerPoint. You go to that and you send this backwards like this. You send it to the back and our heading will come at the top like that. So you can go ahead even now, you can make the heading white instead of black, because the other time we had a white background, we couldn't have changed it to white. 40 is too much. Let's go with 32 is also too much. Let's go with 24 is always optimum. So Premier League analysis done. Now, let's go back to that format is done. Let's put some visuals. Now, some visuals, let's start with maybe a scorecard. A scorecard is this. You see this with 1, 2, 3, that's the scorecard. So if I click on it, obviously it will always come large and you always have to manage them when you're introducing them to your report. Now, when I come to my report here, I can pick now points. Where are points? Where did we have points? Points are here. So which means if I click on points like this, it's going to sum all the points the teams have right now. Though it is not ideal, doesn't give any purpose where you have to add all the points the team has. But for data, will be like total sales, total orders, something like this. So you can always change here the naming, or you can always change the title here. So that is the first thing we can have, like this. Then when you come to format, there are a lot of things we can look at. You can remove the category label which was under there, or you can change the way you want to look at. You bold, you change color, just name them. Then the number you see at 279 is called a call out. You can come and change everything to do with it. You can bold it, you can change it color to maybe blue. You can change the decimal places if they are there. A lot, that is call out. You can change the title here. If I put the title, you see the title goes on top. But if you have a label, then you don't need the title. That's why it is always by default off. Then you can come here now on size and style. Let's style it. Let's go down. Let's leave the padding first. We go to background. Do we need a white background? Yes, we can leave it. Then we go to border. We want to give it a border. Since we are working with blue, you can say, I want to give it a light blue border. Then you see now how the border is. I want to make these corners round. So you come back here on visual, under visual border, on round, you increase the roundness to around 6. Around 6 to 10. You see now it has become round. So you may want now to put a shadow such that you feel like it is not attached on the background. So if you come and say, I want to put a shadow, then you come and also make the shadow like bluish, like this. And you can go with a dark blue, like that. That is a shadow, it's glowing. Then what else should we put? Call out value, we have already seen that. So you see now we have styled this. You see how it is looking like? It has started being presentable. So if you want now to create more, you just do a copy and paste and create more aside. You don't have to go through the same hassle you have done. Copy, paste, you put it aside. Now you can come here, change this to something else. What am I summing? Maybe I can sum the losses by clicking here, or drag this and put it under this. If it fails, first cancel what is there and put that. Now, if the losses, I don't want to sum them, but I want to count them. Obviously, when I count it, it's going to give me 20 teams. But let's see. So you can always change the aggregation from here by saying, no, I want to count the losses. It's going to give you 20 because every team at least has lost. So if we leave it at sum, it sums for you that in the Premier League so far, we have got 49 losses in sum. Then we can now you can come here and change this by putting here losses like this. Then it will show, what is this L? Just forgive me, I think I'm getting tired. Then these were points. Remember this data, we got it from the web. We are going to save this report. After these teams have played, we shall come and refresh, and this data will automatically refresh with what has been picked on the web. That's the beauty of having data or analyzing data on the web. that whenever the data changes, you don't hustle, it will change. Even if there was a team playing right now and the game ends and it makes a loss and that loss is registered in the other table, I'll just come here and say refresh data. It will automatically refresh this to 80. Okay. Now here, I can put here wins. Where are my wins? Where are my wins? W here. So if it fails to go there, first cancel this, it remains blank, then drag the wins and put them there. 79 wins. So the wins and the losses are equal. Oh, that is I think by coincidence. It is by coincidence that wins and losses are equal. Then here we can come and put draws. Where draws are here. I will put the draws are 42. So you can see how beautiful you can make this. Now, let's rank. You can bring now a bar chart. Let's create another visual. You can bring this bar chart. Now, if I want at least to start off with some of the properties I put on the other one to this bar chart, I will click on this, go on Format Painter, come and click on this. It will pick some of the properties, but not all. Obviously, others I will have to do them manually for the bar chart. Now, in bar chart, what do I want to put? On the y-axis, I want to put their teams. Where are my teams? They are here. Then on the x-axis, that is, yes, on the x-axis, I want to put position. Where is position? Or I can even put points, like this. Now you see, Arsenal is number 1. This is how the table is. So you can go ahead and add data labels. How do you add data labels? Now you have this pen of format to play with. There is a lot to play with here to make sure you style this thing to what you need. Let me first go to this, what we did, borders. Now on borders, you can increase this. So you see now it is styled like how the other one was. Then you can come to titles and give it a title. It will give you that, but we need our customized title. You come and put here. This is Premier League. Premier League table. You see that? Then you can scroll down and play with whatever you want. But for now, let's put data labels. So when I put data labels, it will put for me the points. So on these data labels, you can choose what you want to put. But for now, we are going with the points. So if you want to put details, you can come and drag maybe the wins here. Let's say here like this. So you'll see it is showing points and the wins. So because those are details, even you can add, you have put wins, you can even put losses as details. Sorry, I think this one accepts 1. This visual accepts 1, but let's remove this. So friends, that's how you can do this. So we already have a Premier League table, and next time we come, you'll see this changing up and down. And this is what we need. You have done an analysis, you're playing with your own data from the web. What else can we have? We can have losses here. Which team has the most losses? We want to look at that. So instead of points here, you can bring losses like this and remove points. So you see that Wolverhampton is the one having the most losses because it is at the top. So here you can come on the title and say Premier League table or Premier League losses, like this. Losses, like that. Then let's have another table, the third one. I'm copying and pasting because I don't want to repeat what I did in formatting. That's why I'm doing copy paste. Just that's how you can make a report quickly. So here now I'm putting, these were losses, here I'm putting wins. So I will drag wins here and remove losses. So you see, Arsenal is winning with 5 wins. Now, You see, all of this is well and good, but people may not want to look at all the 20 teams. You can say, now let's put five teams, top five, top 10. How do you do that? I think we are running out of time, but let me show you how you do top 10, top five. For now, you go to filters. I told you filters is coming, and I will show you how to use it. Now you see on filters, when I'm clicking on this and I go to filters, I have points and teams because those are the two things I have. Now I want to come to teams because I want to filter out teams. Now if I filter out only Arsenal, it will show an Arsenal. If I filter Aston Villa, Bournemouth, it will show those ones. But I'm doing it manual, which means the next time I have to come and filter again. So I don't want that. Let me select all. Now what I want to do, I want to do a top N. You see this top N. So when I go to top N, they will ask you, N is the number. For me, the number I want is 5. And okay, I want 5, but using which data? How do you want us to grade the top 5? By points, by wins, by losses, by the sum of what? So I will say, I want you to grade the top 5 by points. So I'll come and look out for points, drag it here. You see? Then I apply. It will give me the top 5. These are the top 5. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Period. I need top 5. If you want top 10, you change this to 10. And like this, it will give you top 10. Now, for the top losses, actually, this was top wins. So you'll have to change this. You'll bring the formats, you go to title, look for title, you change this to from losses to wins. Kawa. I will do the same here. I need top 5. Actually, top 5 on losses is a negative. In other words, it is top 5 losses. Actually, the bottom 5. So I will come to teams, go to top N, put here at, let me do 5. I don't want a 10. Then here, what do we need to rank with? We need to rank with losses like this and apply. The moment you apply, it will give you the top. Now, it is giving more than 5 because these ones are having the same losses. 5, 5, 5, but it would have been 1, 2, 3, 4. These are bundled together as 5. So I think that is it. Then we'll come now to the wins. I need top 5. The same. When I click here, this you may not see anything changing here, but it has changed. So when I come to teams, top N, like so. Then I drag now wins. Then I put here 5 and apply. So these are wins. Now, to make sure that you pull the people into what they have to know, I can say, why can't we make these bars green? Because these are the top. So you'll come here in format, you see bars, I'll come and make them green. Because I want people to see that really these are the winners. Like that. Then these are the losers. Such that anyone coming here should see that these are in red. So I'll come and choose more colors, put here on red. If I make it a faint red, because dark red always distracts people, mostly those with eye problems. Now, what else do we need? If I need to create filters, you can go ahead and create filters. If actually now I've forgotten what is in my data, then I have to go to the table view, then look at my data. I have draws, losses, wins, goal difference, name them. So you can work with that to create filters. All of them have played 10 games. So, friends, we have created our first dashboard. And this dashboard, actually I have to save. Let me save it. I'll look for where to put it. I'll go to my laptop, look out for, let me go to clients. Then I can look out for, this is Power BI class November 25. So let's put it here. We call it Premier League analysis, like that. So we have saved. So we are going to take a screenshot for this because next time we want to prove that things have changed. I'll take this screenshot and save it there. So I'll come to this and save it there. It has the date, so I'll save it here. So it means here, now, you see the beauty of this, that if I click on Arsenal, everything changes to Arsenal. Arsenal has 1 loss, it has 25 points, it has 8 wins, and it has 1 draw. If I click on Manchester City, it gives me Manchester City. Manchester City had 3 losses, 6 wins, and 1 draw. And it is here, number 3. If I click on this, Manchester United, my team, we have 3 losses, 5 wins, and 2 draws, 17 points. So the bars themselves can give you you can interact with them. The charts themselves, you can interact with them. Now, the next day we come, we are going to look at how we create DAX and how we do the data analysis. Actually, when we go back to now our curriculum today, we have done this. I've guided you exploring the user interface. We have looked at all these panes, the report, the data model visualization pane, and all that. We have done our first data connection. We have connected our data to a Premier League table. We have done that. Then now you can even try to connect your data to an Excel sheet. Just click on Excel on connector rather than web. You'll pick your Excel, put it in Power BI, create a report. I want us to share those insights on that group. Today I've worked on this. This is what I have. Ask questions. That's why that group is there. For the next 7 weeks, use the group to its capacity. Then in summary, obviously I will share with you guys a quiz on what we have learned today. So which means from today, maybe to the next Wednesday, there is a lot that is going to happen on that group to do with what we have done today and preparing for the next Wednesday. Whoever has missed this session, he has missed a lot, but the recording is going to be there and I will attach it to this module. You should be able to review it as you're doing your reading. Otherwise, that's it. I don't know if there is any word from you guys, but we have gone through everything in module 1. So by now you should feel like, what had I missed for the age I'm having? From 2016 when Power BI was being released, count yourself, how old were you? If I started then, where would I be right now? So that is it, guys. Just in a snap of 1 hour and a half, this is what we have produced.